Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday afternoon. It is August 31st, first week of the fall semester that is now taking place in a completely online delivery of all courses, including those like this one that were originally scheduled to be an on-campus hybrid course, and that's something I really want to emphasize in this video. So rather than just a welcoming video, you can read what I had put into the shell for opening announcement and surf around and look a little bit at the course. But I thought, I needed to do this right this afternoon to get us off on the right foot and to get you working on the right things. Okay, so in line with what I just said, this is always intended to be a hybrid course. The only difference is we will have the regular weekly class meeting will be obviously conducted online using Blackboard Collaborate, which is right within your Blackboard shell, and we will be using that every week to have, I would hope, some pretty active discussions and some pretty active presentations of not only the material we've provided for you already, but actually introduction to new material. And you'll find that I believe very strongly that a good discussion and understanding of current topics is almost more important than anything else. And this way we approach a very, very changing topic, sport economics, particularly in the current atmosphere that we have right now. The COVID pandemic has just thrown a monkey wrench into everything, and I think you're going to see how a lot of the principles fit together with sport economics. That being said, there are a couple of very specific directions I want to give you before our class meeting on Thursday, and also that take in how we're going to handle this first unit. And they are as follows. You'll notice that, like an online course, we have broken it into 8 units. These are 8 basic topic areas that we are going to be discovering and working with over the course of the semester. Will generally take about 2 weeks to cover each one. All right? Sometimes it may take a little more, sometimes it may take a little less, but you can roughly plan that about 2 weeks equals 1 unit. This week, as you go in, even though it's set up like a conventional online course, there are a couple things I want you to be very mindful of. Number one, I do want you to do the introductions discussion board. All right? Not necessarily bantering back and forth between yourselves, but getting it out some information so people know pretty much who you are, what's your background in sport economics. This is a senior course. This is the end of the line for many of you, and maybe a little bit about what you hope to accomplish with your sport management degree, and why you're here. All right, this is very important, I think, for all of us because it gives us much better context. So I do want you to do the introductions discussion board. I do not want you to do the Unit 1 discussion board this week. We will use that after we have had our class meeting this week. So when you come in Thursday, you are to not to have done that yet. Okay? Do not yet do the week 1 discussion. What I really want you to do is to look through the readings and resources. Okay, and there are a couple oddball things in there this week too that I want you to do. There's something called a review of economic principles, and some of you are going to watch that and say, what? Okay, there's a reason for it, all right? I really want you to watch that. I want you to look at the materials we've provided about some overview issues for sport economics. I want you to start thinking about what you think are the overriding issues for sport economics. And I want you to do it from a big picture point of view. Okay? The first step is to take off the hat that says sports fan on it and put on the hat that says sports economist. It's a tough thing to do. You'll find, and I find myself doing it after years and years and years. It's tough to do. We get into sport, we get pretty passionate about sport, and we look at it from the point of view of the fan, from the partisan, from the athlete, from the coach. Can't do that, okay? The other thing, this is kind of my first harping on it, but it's something you have to understand. This is as much an economics course, if not more economics, than sport. Sport management at Post is in the business school for a reason. It is a business degree based in sport and based in the particular marketplace that sports presents. I'm sure you've had this hammered home to you throughout the progression of your sport management program, but I do want to reiterate that. The other thing I want to make sure that we understand too is read that course number, okay? 400. And that implies a lot of things. It's a 400 level course. It's a senior level course. It is an upper division course. There is a level of rigor that's expected. There's a level of basic knowledge that's expected. There's a level of, I will call it, intellectual curiosity that's expected. There's a work ethic that's expected. This is a senior level course. Treat it as such because I'm going to. All right? And that's not done to be harsh about anything like that. This is to get you ready for when you leave here. You're going to find out things are quite different than when you were a freshman. And particularly in this day and age when we don't even know what next week is going to look like. The better prepared you are, the better off you will be in starting and continuing your careers. So does everybody have that, what we want to do this week? I want to have an open discussion with everybody Thursday morning. In order to do that, I need you to start completing the online introductions. I would really appreciate it if that could be done by Thursday morning. Do not do the week one, the unit one discussion board until we have gone through the material. And you need to start going through that material now for that discussion to make sense. So like I said, remember, this is a hybrid course where much of the work is intended to be done online and out of the classroom, even if we were able to meet physically on campus. That's the only difference that's going on now. All that being said, and I know I'm sounding a little bit ominous and everything, this class is also a lot of fun. I enjoy teaching it. It's never been the same way twice for me. I think I'm still the only one who's ever taught it at Post, maybe one other person one other time. So this is my specialty. I even did my doctoral work in Division II's college sports. Okay, so I've got quite a bit of background. It's something that means a lot to me. Sport has been a huge part of my life. You're going to discover that if you didn't know it already. And I'm just going to close there. Okay, so please make sure you watch this. Make sure you go back and understand the instructions. And I'll talk to everybody Thursday morning.